The Prodigal Son, the wisdom of returning. Jesus looked into the faces of both sinners and religious leaders. And then he told a story not just about rebellion, but about return. A story not just about failure, but about forgiveness. There was a man who had 2 sons, Jesus said. The younger one came to his father and said, "Father, give me my share of the inheritance now." In that culture, this was more than rude. It was a declaration, "I want your things, not you. I wish you were dead." But the father gave it to him, without fight, without argument. The son gathered everything he had and left home. He went to a distant country, far from his father, far from wisdom, far from accountability, and there he wasted everything. Not little by little, not slowly over time, quickly, carelessly, entirely. He spent it all on wild living, pleasure, parties, strangers who smiled until the money ran dry. Then the famine came, and with it, hunger. He found himself in a field, feeding pigs. An unclean job for a Jew. He was so hungry he wanted to eat the food meant for animals. This is what rebellion had brought him to. From a seat at his father's table to the stench of swine. Then Jesus says something powerful. He came to himself, not just to his senses. He remembered who he was. He said to himself, "How many of my father's hired servants have more than enough to eat, and here I am dying of hunger? I will go to my father and say, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants.'" And so he got up and went home. But while he was still far off, his father saw him. He ran to him, not with anger, not with punishment, with compassion. He threw his arms around him, he kissed him. And the son began his confession. "Father, I have sinned." But the father interrupted him. He didn't wait for apologies. He didn't ask for explanations. He called to the servants, "Bring the best robe. Put a ring on his hand. Put sandals on his feet. Kill the fattened calf. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found." And they began to celebrate. This story is not about pigs or parties. It's about what happens when someone comes home. It's about the heart of the Father who waits, who watches, who runs. This story teaches us. Sin promises freedom but delivers chains. Rebellion leads to emptiness. Regret is not the end. Return is the beginning. No matter how far you go, the Father's love can still reach you. But there's another son, the older brother. He hears the music, he sees the celebration, and instead of joy, he feels bitterness. "All these years I served you," he says to his father, "and you never gave me even a goat to celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours comes back, you welcome him?" And the father says, "Son, you are always with me. Everything I have is yours. But we had to celebrate, because your brother was lost and is found." Sometimes rebellion lives in wild living. Sometimes it hides in quiet resentment. But the father invites both sons, the broken and the bitter, the lost and the proud, to come home. This is the wisdom of the story. No matter how far you run, you can still return. God doesn't wait with crossed arms. He runs with open arms. Grace is not earned. It's given, and it's never too late to come home. If you're wandering, come back. If you've wasted years, return. If you think you're too dirty, too broken, too far gone, listen, the Father still sees you. He still wants you, and he will still run to you. If this story spoke to your heart, like this message, share it with someone who needs to come home. Subscribe for more powerful, truth-filled stories from Scripture, because sometimes the wisest thing you can do is stop running and start walking back.